What's up for today? Stainless steel Christopher Bradley razor from Carve and a really cool looking brush from Yaqi, a 2-in-1. Hello again, Michael Friedberg here from beautiful North Carolina, and today I have 2.5 new products to review. The first is going to be the stainless steel Christopher Bradley razor from Carve Shaving. I'm going to go ahead and put it together. I'll just show it to you in pieces. I went for the 3.5-inch handle. As you can see, the pattern here is not a pressed-in or manufactured knurling. It's actually a pattern that's been cut into the handle in this cool argyle style. It is a very light pattern, so you don't feel a lot of texture, but the handle is not slippery in use at all. Very nice and nicely weighted and nicely balanced. So there's the handle. I went for a combination of two base plates. The shave quality is changed by a very wide range of base plates. I think it goes from AA, the most mild, to F is the most aggressive. This is the C plate, which I hope you can see. They're all sort of marked and labeled, which I think is a great idea. They all have at least some easy to see and identifiers to what the base plate is. I believe this is a 0.85 blade gap. This is the first one in the series that has positive exposure, and that means that a touch of the blade, and I mean in this case is the touch of the blade, extends beyond the natural line formed between the top cap and the base blade. With that exposure, you would think that's going to be an aggressive shave, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Here's the top cap, beautiful matte finish. Machining on this razor is really, really well done, and just overall beautiful fit and finish. Very simple 3-post design with a long threaded post there. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I'm going to be using for today a Pole Silver stainless steel. We're going to go stainless all the way. I'll just fit that into the top cap, base plate. I like the design. It just has a kind of a very cool, strong looking, sturdy, very well built design, and I really do like the just kind of the design touch, the indents there on the bottom of the base plate. Really well done. All right, let's go ahead and assemble this. Now, in the ultimate of ironies, when they ship you the razor, it includes a small card that says, before use, please be sure to remove this washer that was included to prevent any kind of scratching or damage during shipment between the base plate and the handle. The ultimate irony is I'm going to do exactly the opposite. I'm going to absolutely include that washer in here. There is plenty of room in that screw post to make sure that the handle is on there good and tight. That washer is going to do absolutely nothing to impede that beautiful action right there. It's going to go on nice and easy. It's going to screw it on good and tight. Very nice weight, well balanced. It doesn't feel particularly handle heavy or sort of head heavy. It is not a light razor, don't get me wrong, because of course it is 303 stainless steel, so it's going to have a bit of weight to it, but it doesn't feel oddly out of balance either towards the head or towards the handle. All right, let's put that away for the moment now that it's assembled. I'm going to be using the soap sample that they included with it. Carve does also sell soaps from their site. This is made by an Edmonton artisan for them. This particular one is the Semois Valley, which is a reference to a location in Belgium which grows European tobacco. Obviously that comes from the New World. This is a very strongly scented, not overpowering, but a strongly, very distinct tobacco scent. As you can see, a very bright yellow, a very simple soap in terms of ingredients. It's really only coconut oil and avocado oil. That's it. Obviously stearic acid and a touch of fragrance, but just those two. I have it pressed into the Captain's Choice loading bowl here. The scent, yeah, it's a very nicely done, slightly sweet, aromatic tobacco scent. And because of where we live in North Carolina, there are parts of the countryside when you drive by them where it's enormous fields of tobacco leaves. Obviously there's fewer today than there were in the past, but when you drive by those, it just smells powerfully of this very sweet, kind of heady tobacco scent, and that is exactly spot on. So if you like that scent, I think you're going to enjoy that soap quite a bit. All right, let me wet my face. We're going to start lathering the soap with the other product for review. which is this very cool 2-in-1 razor from Yaqi. Now this is a mixed synthetic knot. It has cashmere fibers, which is the white, and then the boss, which is the black, the monster brush that I have as well, same fiber. So that's mixed, and it's very cool hatched pattern. Now on top of that, this is a 2-in-1 because this handle screws off, and you can replace this with the 2-band badger knot that's the same format, same base, and just screws into this aluminum handle. So a very nice 2-for-1 option. Let's put that back together again. I think this is a great idea. This just makes it easy. Hey, you want to travel with your favorite brush? Use a synthetic knot. You want to stick with the badger at home? Put the badger knot back on again. So we'll be using that in just a moment to get lathered up. Let me wet my face real quick, like, as they say here. And then we'll get lathering. Now, when I start lathering the soap, it's going to seem a bit frothy at the beginning. I just want to sort of point out that that does not mean that somehow that there is either too much water in the soap or there's something wrong going on there. I've had a couple questions about how it's possible that you get a really frothy lather and add water to it and it somehow comes out okay. A frothy lather is not an indication that you have too much water. It just means for that particular soap, it's able to form bubbles very quickly with the amount of agitation and whatever minimal amount of liquid you have in there. So you can see, for example, for this one, that forms bubbles very easily and very quickly. Now, that doesn't mean that there is too much water in there. It just means that this soap, with a touch of water and whatever is being agitated by the brush, forms a foam quickly. If it's too watery, what you get is something that is runny and very liquidy with a touch of soap in it. That's not what that is. So I'm just going to keep loading the brush. This mixed fiber synthetic knot is really an interesting option because the boss fibers have a bit of spring and structure and backbone to them. The cashmere is very, very soft, very light tips, and so the mix of them, really nice, well-balanced combo. All right, I'm going to add a bit of water to this soap. This soap is very thirsty and can take a tremendous amount of water, and the more water you add, the slicker that it gets. All right, we're getting there. So you can see what's happening. Those big bubbles have now been knocked down by the amount of water because now the ratio is changing. And as you create your lather, which is just smaller and smaller and smaller bubbles, is really all you're doing. You just knocked it out. Just knocked the air out of it and added a bit of water. So adding water to that, what looks like an overly frothy lather, that's not like a weird thing. That's what you kind of need to be able to knock the air out of it and get it back to a denser lather. I know that seems kind of contradictory, but that's just how it is. All right, I'm going to drip a bit of water on the face of the brush. Put a bit of water on my face. Let's get lathering. Because I want to shave. It's 2 days worth of growth. Out till pretty late last night. Enjoying a tour of some of the local bars. There we go. Now, as you can see, very simple ingredient list. No issue building a lather. Now that is still definitely too dry, so I'm going to add some more water to that. But as you can see, adding water in this case is not somehow making this into a wet, sloppy, drippy, not lather, but kind of loose. This is really holding together very well. My only complaint about this brush, and that's simply because I have larger hands, is that the handle is a little bit small, just a little short, but you just sort of gripping it like that seems to work okay. And the feel of the knot is really nice. It's got this beautiful soft feel to it, but still with a bit of backbone, a little bit of structure. It is not scritchy in any way, shape, or form. It splays quite easily. There we go. All right, on to the star of the show. So I'm going to put you out of your misery. I know you're wondering what's going to happen here. Is Michael going to enjoy this razor? I'm going to tell you right now, I love this razor. This is a fantastic razor. I have enjoyed every shave of it with it this week. I will tell you sort of how it's gone, my adventures of discovery, my journey of enlightenment. So because this razor, the head, the structure of the head is it's like just a perfect balance between just enough efficiency, or maybe more than you realize, with an incredibly comfortable shave. You just kind of need to watch this one actually, because it's deceptive. It's almost too comfortable given the efficiency of the head. So let me go ahead and start shaving. Even though there is a substantial blade gap, it has, as I said at the beginning, just a touch of positive exposure. So there's just a little bit of the blade extending beyond that line between the top cap and the base plate. And because of the structure of the head, the way that the blade is held at a well-curved angle and the way that the blade edge is being controlled by the structure of the head, you do not feel the level of efficiency with this when you're shaving. It's just so incredibly comfortable. And you know, this is one of the reasons why I like doing these weekly reviews. I don't want to do this first impression, because my first shave and second shave with this razor was quite different than the last few shaves I've had. I actually overshaved a bit on Monday and Tuesday because a little bit bamboozled by how comfortable the razor was, which is hiding or masking how efficient it is. I have to say, this is a very, very impressive piece of work. Sixth shave on this blade. I think it's the Visamet. I don't think it's the regular Super Iridium. I think it's the Visamet in there. I mean, I know you would think I could remember something like that, but let's just say there was a little bit of drinking last night. Well, a bit of drinking last night and also this morning. Anyway, that was pass number one, and that was so easy and so smooth and so comfortable. It just doesn't feel like there is much of a blade in there, and that's a testament to the design of that head. It is, with this particular base plate, incredibly well balanced between the comfort of the shave, which is what stands out there, and the efficiency, which is kind of masked by that comfort. Really, really well done, Carve. Very impressive. And I'm looking forward to next week. What I'll do next week is I'll shave all week with the D plate, which I think is a 0.98 blade gap, 0.9 something, with more positive exposure, so a bit more blade extending beyond that top cap base plate line. And we'll see if we still have the same experience of comfort and efficiency. I'm expecting that one to be a little more obvious in terms of the blade feel on the face, but then again, who knows? This could be easily as comfortable as this particular shape. All right, here we go. This is going to be the across the grain. The handle is not slippery in use. A very nice, light, textured feel to it. Great attention to detail. The packaging, a couple cards in there. Very nice foam insert to keep the razor, keep the head and the additional base plates that you may have purchased. So for the soap is really slick, especially if you add enough water. You need to make sure with the soap that you are adding enough water. Don't cheat yourself. It's going to look good up front, but a little more water. Make sure you're getting a nice shiny lather out of it. Slickness is very, very good if you add enough water. I'm keeping the razor head wet. I'm rinsing obviously for every time I'm using one side and one side only. I would say protection from the soap is sort of middle of the road. Very slick when you rinse your face. There's a lot of residual slickness, but in terms of like a fatty layer, which is sort of where that protection comes from, that's probably just about average. Slickness though, very good. Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday when I started shaving with it, I think either I was using a bit too much pressure or just over shaving because it just feels so comfortable on the skin that you kind of get lost in just the sheer fun of shaving. All right, I'm going to scoop out some of the remaining lather in the bowl. I'm not going to put that to waste. Rinse off a little bit. Yeah, there is a lot of residual slickness there. When you add water to that, you can really feel how slick the soap can get. Yeah, lovely tobacco scent too. I know for some people it tends to tip over into a bit of a like a tobacco smoke or ashtray kind of scent for any kind of tobacco scent. So if that's the case for you, then yeah, obviously avoid this particular scent. But if you like that tobacco scent, which is a little bit sweet, and that comes as a surprise to people, but definitely worth checking out. All right, I'm just going to squeeze a bit of the remaining lather out. Yeah, I love this brush idea, by the way. It gives you an easy way to change the knot. I like the fact that, and in fact I even mentioned this I think in my end of year video from last year, is that what I was hoping was going to happen is that as vendors got more and more into the synthetic knots, that they would start making some of those knots look a bit more dramatic, because one of the ways to distinguish your product is color combinations. And so you see like the blood red ones and things like that, or the mix of the black and white or white and black, you know, for the timber wolf or the other knots, the tuxedo. That's a very cool looking brush, you gotta say. All right, against the grain pass. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, just an incredible pleasure to use. Just so easy and it just feels so safe on the face. Such easy, simple, comfortable shaves. Very, very, very well done. So I've had 2 days this week, and I think that was more a matter of the soap. Just where I normally buff under there, that was not as comfortable as I would have liked. But I think that was more an issue about the lather than not, because right now that is smooth and easy. But that is a spot where I definitely overshaved. I know what you're saying, don't buff then. No, I love to buff. Wow, razor just feels so good to use. Really, really nice. It's another reason I overshaved. I think I was just enjoying the shave so much, I just didn't really stop on time. Okay, I'm gonna make myself stop right there because it is time to stop. Soap is what I would describe as difficult to rinse in that it leaves a very, a really resistant layer of soap to rinse off. Now, you could say, well, that's weird because it doesn't seem to offer as much protection as other soaps. Yeah, because this isn't like a residual fatty layer, but just a very slick layer when you get it wet. So, use the towel just a moment. Oh, wow. Man, that shave is so good. Really, really good. All right, let's try to towel off, remove soap from my cavernous ears. Post shave on the soap is about what you'd expect. A little bit drying and not like, wow, that's an amazing post shave. I would again, sort of like the protection say, that's, you know, pretty much, it's fine. It's not bad. It doesn't stand out from anything really in particular, but in terms of slickness, that soap really does work very, very well, actually. Well, oh, man. Really impressed by that razor. Just so easy to use. All right, let's go through the products again. But before we finish, I've been switching aftershaves all week. I just picked this one at random. I've been using a bunch of different ones. Just kind of, that's the one thing I've been changing in the course of the week. Sometimes I don't really feel like being stuck with just one. I'm going to go for today for the fine L'Orange Noir. Splash a healthy amount of that into my hand because I love it and it smells great. Oh, Big alcohol hit. Really well scented. Let that sit and just dry down while we cover off the quick product review. Close it out. All right, let's start off with item number one. Man, I don't know what else to say about this razor, but it is a fantastic shave from the Christopher Bradley Carve stainless steel base plate C. I always said base plate number C, but that would be dumb. So I'm not gonna do that. Base plate C on this 3.5-inch handle. Beautiful, comfortable, super easy shaves. Very, very close. Efficiency on this razor is excellent, but you would not realize it based on the face feel for this particular base plate and top cap combination. Beautiful shave, so easy, and I cannot wait until Monday morning. I'm going to shave with the base plate D and be able to compare that against this particular combination of comfort and efficiency. Beautifully machined, beautifully put together, just fantastic, all around excellent, excellent job on that. A real, true pleasure to shave with. Let's not forget from our friends at Yaqi this very cool two-tone, 2-in-1 brush. The mixture of the bristle types, just the fibers, this makes this a very, very good synthetic brush. And I love the fact you can simply pop that knot off, put your badger knot on if you want to do it that way. That could be your travel side, the badger knot could be your home side. Very light aluminum handle, great idea. Really, really like that. Well done. I would like a bigger handle, but I have big hands and that's a small handle, so there's that. Today's soap, I think it's called Grandpa's or Grandfather's. I can't remember the name of the company that makes this for Carve. But this is the Semois Valley from those guys. A very nice, simple soap. As I said, only 2 ingredients really, the coconut oil and the avocado oil. Very slick soap, needs a lot of water. Protection, sort of middle of the road. Post-shave, I'd say too, about middle of the road. But for just straight slickness, that soap really does perform very, very well. I've had great shaves all week. Just like that one. All right, let's not forget. And before I show it to you, I'm going to, of course, put the cap on because what if there's something happens? And we're going to close it off with the fine L'Orange Noir for a big, really traditional aftershave hit, which just feels great, lightly cooling. Ugh, and I smell fantastic. Oh my God, that was a fantastic shave. What a way to start my Sunday morning. All right, well, as always, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate the time you're taking to watch these videos. Thank you so much again, of course, for all your comments and your questions. You can leave comments or questions against this video or any previous video. Try to get back to those as quick as I can. And thank you for the sort of the comments, helping each other out with information and links and some background information. Always love to see that. Again, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.